On today's episode of DAPA.DANIEL, we are checking out the neighborhood Enclave at Legacy Hills, and we're gonna be talking about just two builders today because there's only two builders being built in here. There's gonna be 50s and 60-foot lots within this community. The tax rate in here is gonna be 2.5%. The HOA within this neighborhood is gonna be $900 per year. This whole community is going to have 3 phases. Of course, right now they are into their phase 1. Here's the plat map for the 50s and 60s. The turquoise is gonna show the 50-foot lots available, and then the dark blue are gonna be the 60-foot lots available. So that makes sense. Howdy folks, welcome back to another video. Today we are checking out the neighborhood Enclave at Legacy Hills over here in the new master plan community and big development that Centurion American Development Group is doing over here on the north side of Celina, a little bit northwest of downtown Celina, up along Dallas Parkway. This is going to be the builders Beezer Homes in Union, Maine. They've just started breaking ground within this community, so we're going to check out this one, talk about the tax rate in here, details on the floor plans, prices, and what to expect with this community. This is going to be one of the many communities that are coming to this section of Legacy Hills. Back down the other way is Dallas Parkway, so this neighborhood is a little bit off of that road. Once they build out the tollway here, you're gonna be able to jump onto that and head down into Frisco and those areas, but that's gonna be a while from now. They've just started breaking ground and kind of laying down the utilities and everything, taking the tollway from 380 up to Celina Road. So that's happening right now in Celina, but then after Celina Road, getting up to this point, it's still gonna be multiple years. I would probably estimate by 2028, 2030 is when they're gonna have a tollway system kind of running up through this far of Celina. Over on the right side is other neighborhoods that are getting built within Legacy Hills, but this is the Enclave at Legacy Hills here, and we're gonna be talking about just two builders today because there's only two builders being built in here. There's gonna be 50s and 60-foot lots within this community. The tax rate in here is gonna be 2.5%. The reason it's 2.5% is that 0.4% of that tax rate is going to end up being a PID. That PID comes out to about $1,200 to $1,300 for annual installments. So that's what you can kind of expect to pay over on this side of town. Now that's going to be majority of these neighborhoods for Legacy Hills. Due to it being such a huge master plan community, it is going to have this PID within here. The HOA within this neighborhood is going to be $900 per year, so maybe a little bit less than some of those other larger master plan communities. This neighborhood also is just gonna come with a few green belts. You're gonna get a community area, not really like big workout rooms and those types of things, but there is gonna be a pool area out here for you and your family to enjoy. Around some parts of the neighborhood, you can see some of these stop signs completely knocked over. On Saturday night, there was a pretty big tornado that actually ripped through, not right here, but just north of here by like 3 miles, a little bit more into Gunter, but a lot of families were affected. I'll just say this about tornadoes because I do have a lot of people that ask me questions about tornadoes and things like that and kind of what to expect from the weather. I've lived out here my whole life, and I've really only seen 2 major tornadoes, and this past Saturday was the 3rd one that I have seen. This one that happened over the weekend was probably one of the biggest ones that's come across here in all the years I've been living out here. Fortunately, most of the areas that it hit were just farmland, but over in Pilot Point and Valley View, a lot of people got hit over there. It was pretty destructive, but that was kind of crazy seeing that. That doesn't happen a whole lot, but it is something to kind of, keep in mind if you are looking at, the Dallas area, a little bit further north up into here. Tornadoes are a thing, but it's more of the hail that's going to get you. The tornadoes are very, very random, and it seems like maybe they happen. I feel like bigger tornadoes maybe happen once every 5 years, kind of like that. But I guess we'll kind of see with the weather going forward. But yeah, there was a pretty destructive tornado that came through here, and it went basically west to east across 289 Preston Road and about all the way out to 75 Highway. So some of these stop signs are just knocked over. I was expecting to see more damage out here with some of the things, and maybe some poles being knocked over, but it seems like mostly everything kind of stayed upright, but I'm sure a little bit more north of here things got pretty messed up, because I was looking at some photos too, and a lot of things got destroyed just a little bit more north. This whole community is going to have 3 phases. Of course, right now they are into their phase 1. It looks like Beezer Homes is a little bit more ahead than Union Main. Union Main does have some things available, but when I talked to the sales agent, they did tell me that they were going to be releasing lots here within the next few weeks, but Beezer Homes is already selling some things, so you can see some of these lots over on this right side are already showing sold. And for this whole development of Legacy Hills, there's going to be around 7,000 homes. There's also going to be some multifamily throughout this whole large development that they're doing within here. But they're going to be adding schools, fire departments, a whole bunch of stuff, mixed use developments on the outside, kind of more along the Dallas North Tollway area. For the floor plans within here, Beezer Homes, so they do have the 50-foot lots and 60-foot lots separated. For the 50-foot lots, they have 6 floor plans ranging from $472,000 to $584,000. They only have one-story plan for the 50-foot lots, and that's the Magnolia. That's a 4-bed, 2.5 bath, 2,098 square feet, starting at $472,000. The smallest 2-story is going to be the model home, which is the Avalon. That's a 3-bed, 2.5 bath, 2,432 square feet, starting at $506,000. And then the biggest 2-story plan is going to be the Blackburn. That's a 4-bed, 2.5 bath, 3,451 square feet, starting at $584,000. And then for the 60-foot lots, they have 6 floor plans ranging from $538,000 to $645,000. The smallest 1-story plan is going to be the Stockdale. That's a 4-bed, 2.5 bath, 2,342 square feet, starting at $538,000. Then the biggest 1-story plan is going to be the model home that they're going to be building in here. It's going to be the Driftwood. That's a 4-bed, 2.5 bath, 2,938 square feet, starting at $585,000. The smallest 2-story plan is the Summerfield. That's a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2,868 square feet, starting at $603,000. And the biggest 2-story plan is going to be the Madison. That's a 4-bed, 3.5 bath, 3,590 square feet, starting at $645,000. For their price increases right now that they've been seeing, or that they've been doing within here, for the 50-foot lots, they've been increasing their prices by $5K. And then for the 60-foot lots, they've been doing about $10K price increases. Here's the plat map for the 50s and 60s. The turquoise is going to show the 50-foot lots available, and then the dark blue are going to be the 60-foot lots available. And then there's no particular floor plan right now that's more popular than the other, because it's just so brand new. The average depth size is going to be about 120 to about 125 for these 50s and 60-foot lots. So the lots are going to be 50 by 120 or 60 by 125 or 120, within that range. Now, depending on where the home's located and the angle that it's at, you might get a little bit more depth, you might get a little bit smaller depth. And for Beezer, their incentives right now that they're doing is $10K towards closing costs if you use their preferred lender, and then to go under contract with them, it is $15K earnest, and then they do require some form of design deposit, but that varies depending on kind of what you do at the design center and how much you spent. And each month they're doing different incentives, so if you're coming back to this video 4 months from now, they might be offering a different design incentive or incentives in general towards closing cost later on into the future, just depending on demand. On the MLS, they are advertising some homes as quick move-ins in here for Beezer. There was 3 homes for their 50-foot lots. If you take all those 3 homes and average them, you get a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2,878 square feet on about 0.147 acres. Current price around $596,000 at $208 per square foot. Now, you have some things that are at $198 per square foot all the way up to $227 per square foot, but that's the range right now that these quick move-ins are having. And then there was one active for the 60-foot lots, and that one was a 5-bed, 4-bath, 3,342 square feet, listed at $604,000 at $180 per square foot. So those 60-foot lots getting upwards of 3,300 square feet or more in that $180 per square foot. Maybe you'll get down to like that $170, $175, but that's kind of where that's sitting at. And then this is, I believe, one of the model homes that they're putting up here. I bet you this is one of the Beezer homes. So they got one house that has framing going up, but everything else is pretty flat. Now, more towards the northeast or the east side of this community, a lot more lots over here are on retaining walls. These homes, though, on this back side of the neighborhood, or at least the more north side of the neighborhood, they have a pretty crazy view over kind of all of Celina. So you can see up here on this hill. Now there's gonna be homes, right, that are gonna probably block the view with some of these houses and some of these lots, but maybe you'll get somewhat of a view if you're up all the way up on this hill. But I'm not the biggest fan of these lots around here. I'd prefer more of the lots that are on the west side of the neighborhood, where everything's a lot more flat. It seems like the east side of the neighborhood, everything's basically up on a retaining wall right now. And then for the other builder in here, Union Main, they said that they're doing 2 phases within here. Beezer said that they were doing 3 phases within here. Union Main's gonna have 8 floor plans. Now they just sent me over their 50-foot lots, ranging from $450,000 to $551,000. For the 8 floor plans, the smallest 1-story is gonna be the San Jacinto. Is J's pronounced like H in Spanish? San Jacinto. Hopefully I'm saying that right. It's a 4-bed, 2-bath, 1,861 square feet. The biggest 1-story plan is the Rio Grande. That's a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2,372 square feet, starting at $490,000. The smallest 2-story plan is the Salado, 4-bed, 2.5-bath, 2,581 square feet, starting at $509,000. And the biggest 2-story plan is the Trinity, 4-bed, 2.5-bath, 3,276 square feet, starting at $551,000. The total amount of lots that they're going to do in here is 150 lots. They're going to split those lots into 2. So the first phase is going to have 75 lots. Second phase is going to have another 75 lots. The lot premiums in here are ranging from 0 to 15K. And here's the plat map. Dark gray is going to be the available, and the orange is going to be the model home. But you can see there's a little bit less homes for the Union Main going within here than what's kind of showing right now for the Beezer homes. The lot sizes also for Union Main homes are going to be 50 by 125. And this whole community is going to have multiple amenity centers. So within this specific subdivision, it's really just going to have this small community pool. But for this whole development, you're going to have 7 different amenity centers, playscape areas, 3 miles of walking and biking trails, multiple pool communities, 27-acre sports park, and country club coming soon. Now, those are going to be built in different areas. You're probably going to be able to use all those things, but you're going to have to drive to those areas. But right now within this area, you're just going to have a small little kind of community area right in the middle of the community right now. Kind of when you get into it, you're kind of met with a small pavilion more towards the front of this neighborhood right along O'Brien. Right now for Union Main, their incentives, they're doing up to 30K in design center selections and no other incentives right now. To go under contract with them, it is $10,000 earnest, and then they had no info on their design center and what they were doing for that right now. The school district that this is going to be zoned for is going to be Celina ISD. That's going to be Likens Elementary, Moore Middle School, and Celina High School. And those are the schools right now. Later on in the future, there is going to be some different zoning going in as they build more schools around here. But that's just going to take a little bit longer. But that's the schools that this neighborhood is zoned for right now. The commute out of here down to Dallas is going to be 51 minutes. The DFW airport is going to be 45 minutes. Frisco is going to be 27 minutes away. Fort Worth is going to be 1 hour and 9 minutes away. The nearest hospital is 20 minutes away. And then the nearest grocery store is 13 minutes away. The hospital is a little bit further down because that's the hospital out in Frisco, but once they built the Methodist Hospital just along Celina Road, that'll be probably within 10 minutes from here once you hop on Dallas Parkway. Just know, living out in this section right now, even if you go under contract, home starts getting built over 9 months, you then move in, let's say you're now moved in later on into 2025, still around this area, gonna be a lot of farmland, so you're just gonna have to be okay with not living around anything for the time being. Over time, within the next 5 years, you're gonna see a lot more things built up along this Dallas Parkway, and I'm sure families are gonna have no problem moving out here, but right now there are some families that don't quite wanna live up this far. And that's gonna do it for today's video. So if you guys have any other questions about buying at Legacy Hills or within Celina, if you're looking to work with a real estate agent, please send me a text or give me a call. Would love to work with you and your family on your home search. Other than that, peace out, y'all, and take it easy as always. Thanks for checking out my channel and watching that video. I got more videos floating around here. If you're in the market to buy or sell real estate in the DFW area, contact me, Daniel, at the Home Expert Team. I will be happy to answer any of your questions. Besides that, bye.